And I went in, so I walked down.
And he said something about he'd been getting sick, you know, every time he'd take it. I mean, and a lot of people do, and the shaman will tell you that's how you purge. You know, that's how you're purging those negative energies out of your body. And so, you know, some people purge out of, you know, without getting too, well, here we go, purge out of both ends simultaneously. I mean, it's not a pretty sight. I had this real thing. I had never once gotten sick. Anytime I'd taken ayahuasca, I just had not gotten sick. And I made that comment to him in the afternoon, and the moment I said it, I thought, you know what, I should have not said this. You know, because I was almost like wearing it like a badge of courage, which that had to go to. So here I am, I drank this big glass, and you know, I knew that within about 45 minutes, it takes a little while to come on, within 45 minutes, under an hour, I'd be jettisoned into this geometric dome. Here I am in this fractal dome, and all of a sudden, my stomach is turning knots. I mean, I'm flashing back and forth between out of body, in body. My stomach's turning knots, and I'm thinking, no, I'm going to control this. Just breathe. My body's shaking. I'm trying to ground myself on the ground. I've got my hands, you know, on the jungle floor, laying on this little rice mat, and I am getting sick. This voice said to me, you know what, James? Get over yourself and let it go, you know? And I was like, I don't want to get sick. I don't get sick, you know? I don't get sick. You know, I'm James Ray. And, you know, get over yourself. You get sick and let it go. I'm like, okay. So I opened my eyes, and I have stuck myself way back in the corner in the Maloka so I could kind of be in my own energy space. And I tried to sit up. I fell down. I tried to sit up. I fell. I had no motor skills. And I'm like, gosh, you know, not only am I going to have to get sick, but I'm going to have to get carried out into the jungle. You know, I'm going to have to call for help. And you know, I don't want to do that. It was such crap. It really was. And finally I was just like, you know what? Just get over it and do whatever you need to do and humble yourself and get your butt out there and get sick if that's what you need to do. And if you need to get carried, get carried. The moment I released that, I was able to sit up. I couldn't stand up, but I had to crawl. So I'm crawling on my hands and knees, and it felt like a block. I mean, I don't know how long it was, but it was far. And I'm crawling on my hands and knees trying to hold myself together. I finally get out onto the jungle floor, and it just starts. I mean, not only do I get sick, but I am like heaving, and it's loud, and it's and it felt so damn good. I can't even tell you. And you know, the shaman tell you that if you really, really get this big release, that a serpent will come out of you. Well, I swear to you, this black projectile came out of me, and it was a snake, and it went onto the jungle floor, and it slithered away, and I was like, oh my God! I mean, it was so black, and so solid, and so alive. And when I got done, I'm all humble, and I'm kneeling on the jungle floor, and I look up, I can see the stars, and I just felt so good. I'm like, you know, this was the coolest thing, just getting over myself and letting it go. And I needed to. I really did.
My job fell apart, my income fell apart, my sense of self fell apart when, as I mentioned earlier, I was the subject of fantastic, unprecedented, I have to say, and I'm not exaggerating, ridicule in this country of one person in the early 90s. And everything that was my sense of me, that was my sense of the security of this is what I am, and this is my security, financial, in terms of employment, in terms of the way the public perceived me, not with respect as they did before, but as a madman. All that fell apart. But all that structure of what I thought I was collapsed. And only when it collapsed could the other level of me come forward and start to take me in a different direction. Because if you really wanted to go for it, then it will happen. But then comes the the challenge. When things get difficult, don't walk away. Keep with it, because what's happening, although it's not very pleasant, is that the you that has held you in, or the perception of you, which has held you in the prison cell, in servitude, is breaking down. Let it go, let it break down, because when it's gone, something is going to emerge through the wreckage that you're going to like.
Hear all of our previously aired broadcasts of News for the Soul online at newsforthesoul.com. Now let's get back to the show.
Hey, this is Dave Morehouse, and you're listening to News for the Soul.
Hello, everybody. This is Daniel Brinkley. Welcome to the hearts and minds of Informants. This is News